Hello everyone, this is Razorflamekun, and in this episode of the Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction Let's Play, we are going to be heading back to the Flayer Jungle to complete a quest, to complete a dungeon, optional dungeon that I missed. So, that's what we're going to go ahead and do after I go through my inventory and sell a few items that aren't needed. What is this? Don't like. Anyways, gotta go ahead and buy a few potions of Identify, and I also need to go and repair my equipment, because in between last episode and this episode I did some training. Up to 1.8 million experience, and out of 2.05 needed.
Yes.
Anyways, gonna go back here, repair my equipment, and then we're gonna be heading back to the Flayer Jungle to do the optional dungeon, the Swampy Pit. So we're gonna go ahead and head there right now. Using the, as you can see, the Swampy Pit is right where my cursor is. It's that building right there. In order to get there, we have to go through. Unfortunately, we have to go through a ton of stuff a ton of monsters, including some flayers and flayer shamans, but mostly just a whole crap ton of flayers. And you know how much I hate these guys. Jesus Christ, there's a ton of them. Okay. Okay. You and you and you and you. Yeah, these are the guys that I don't like fighting, the flayers slash soul killers, because they are just so freaking annoying. Anyways, gonna go back and pick up some of the items I missed, because there are a ton because of all of that fighting that I just did. And no, go away, you stupid flayer shaman and flayer. What are you? Bramblehook, okay, that's fine. You can go ahead and take care of him. Ah, crap. All of those are on the other side. I also encountered this in my previous. I actually discovered this off camera when I was training, and I was like, "Oh crap! I missed an optional dungeon." So I definitely am going to take the time to go back and finish this optional dungeon, and it is a multi-floor optional dungeon. There are more than one floors, so we're gonna head into the Swampy Pit. I did not explore the dungeon while I was training, so I have no idea what to expect, although I think it's gonna be just like the Flayer dungeon, the required dungeon of this game. And holy crap, yep, there's globes in here, as well as fiends that have shocking hits. I love swords with knockback. Ooh, they're so helpful. Anyways, just go ahead and continue exploring this dungeon. Oh, more gloams. And we're just going to keep on heading out. Oh, what are these? Preserve dead. Holy crap. I was definitely not thinking of finding any of these types of monsters again for a long time. Ooh. Magical full helm right there, and I'm gonna pick this up and use it. And okay, that doesn't have anything on it, so we're gonna go ahead and get rid of it. Rock pile, nothing in it, so let's continue on. You want to kill the globes because they actually. Come on, hits. Yeah, because they actually destroy, drain your mana, which isn't good. Anyways, what the? Stop! Oh, for God's sakes. Oh, we got another one of these. Ooh, these guys have knockback too. That's good to know. Anyways, we got a whole bunch more undead and other things to find in here. And how much experience am I gaining in here? Holy crap, actually quite a lot. I still think I'm under-leveled. Ooh, that actually helps light up the room. That was pretty nice. That helped light up. Come on, get over here and oh my god, it's a fetish shaman. We haven't seen one of those in a long time. Thanks. Yeah, you restore your health. Just see whatever your name is. I can't pronounce that name for God's sake. Jesheth. Yeah, that's a really hard name to pronounce. Come on, there's a lot of enemies in this dungeon, which is good because that means more experience for me. Which I'm definitely needing, and there's a lot of poison traps in this dungeon. Holy crap, that's a lot of poison traps. What's down here? Nothing this way, so let's go the other way. And Swampy Pit level 2. I'm guessing this is going to be a smaller dungeon than the Flayer dungeon, though, in terms of size. So let's see. Head down here. Both of those are crude. Not going to pick it up. 111 gold. Definitely going to pick that up. Damaged. Oop. Some healing potions. That's nice. And we're going to head down this way. Oh, undeads. Okay, these are definitely new enemies that I have not seen before. I don't remember ever seeing these unless they're in a much later part of this game. But I don't remember seeing those enemies at all. Lots of these guys here, though. Anyways, there we go. Took care of them. A drowned carcass. Another newish enemy. One that I haven't seen before. So we're definitely starting to see enemies that are either in areas upcoming. Yeah, they're probably in areas upcoming, because most dungeons like this actually show up in. Most dungeons like this have enemies that show up in later areas of the act. So oh crap. Okay, these are definitely going to have. They all have an aura on them, which means that there's going to be a unique monster somewhere nearby. Oh, there he is. But down he goes. So this was a good find on my part, finding this dungeon, because this is going to make gaining experience quite a bit easier for me. And I think I know what I'm going to be. Let's see, what's 79%? Yeah, I'm going to be upping my dexterity by a bit, probably by 3, and then vitality by 2. That's probably what's going to happen. Anyways, as always, in these types of dungeons, it's going to be for a glowing treasure chest, most likely. Although I can't say that with certainty, because I don't think I've ever gone through this dungeon before. As with many of the optional dungeons, they're actually. Holy crap! There's actually a 3rd floor. Interesting. As with many of the optional dungeons, I've actually never gone through many of these. I've gone through some of them, but not very many of them. What I do remember is that there are a lot of optional dungeons in later acts. Especially Act 5. There are a ton of optional dungeons in Act 5. And As you might expect, I'm going to cover all of them in Act 5 if I can. That might require a bunch of training on my part because the Act 5 optional dungeons are actually fairly challenging. And holy crap, this is a very, very interesting map layout for this dungeon. Yeah, this is a very, very odd map layout for this dungeon. I don't think I've ever seen this floor layout before. Anyways, going to toggle running off so that I can get my stamina recharging while still exploring this area. Because as you can see, even though our heroic paladin is actually walking, he's actually able to explore he's actually able to still explore a pretty good area of this dungeon. Or a pretty good amount of this dungeon just by walking. Anyways, holy crap, this is a huge floor layout, which I was not expecting for this floor. And another thing that I was not expecting is the lack of enemies that I've seen on this floor so far. Anyways, let's go down here because I haven't explored this part of the dungeon yet. Oh, and here we go. More enemies. Finally, my god. This was like no enemy city in this floor of the dungeon so far. But we've gotten over 100,000 experience in this one dungeon. Ooh, and holy crap, rare throwing knife. That's actually fairly odd to find rare throwing equipment. It's fairly uncommon. Stop doing that stupid mouse. Yeah, my mouse has been giving me a little bit of trouble lately in terms of clicking and stuff. But I don't see any... I think this is just the one big dead end right here. Going through here, and then this heads up this way, and then I don't think this... Oh, maybe it does go out. Holy crap. But I definitely don't remember this dungeon being... Or I don't remember optional dungeons having this convoluted of a floor layout before. And this is a very convoluted floor layout. Come on, get the hell away. Give me the stupid shaman. Thank you. Jesus Christ. And my mercenary actually went ahead and teleported behind them and started dealing damage to the area behind the monsters. Anyways, I'm pretty sure, yep, it is indeed going to be a glowing treasure chest. We just need to clear out the remainder of this floor, and then this dungeon will be complete.
I am overburdened.
Of course you're overburdened. Stop screwing around, you stupid mouse. Anyways, with that, we are done with that dungeon. Whew. That was actually a pretty convoluted last floor of that dungeon, but we're going to go ahead and sell the items really quick. 1,300 there, 1,500. Only 72, god damn it. And then, so that was a pretty good run. That was really good for experience, and sweet, we got another Neph rune. So what we can actually do is we can actually take everything out of here again, put the Neph rune in there, put this Neph rune in there, put this Neph rune in there, and then transmute them all into an Eth rune. And it looks like that's the only Eth rune I have. So we're just going to go ahead, go through the arduous process of putting all of this stuff back again. And remember, we're saving Wirt's leg for after defeating Diablo for the... crap. We could make those, yeah, but... so that we can get into the cow level, secret cow level, once we defeat Diablo. Anyways... that's going to be it for this episode. In the next episode, we are going to head into the sewers of the Kuras Bazaar. So until next time, this has been Razorflamekun. May all of your days shine brightly.